In the creation of this documentary, I am searching for the aspects of sound and life that you may not be looking for, but in actual fact are the symphony of sounds that accompany the actions, thoughts, and feelings that we believe to be more important. The music and soundscape created for this documentary take this idea forward. Over the last few months of gathering sounds from nature, industry, and speech, with the main goal of recording a particular sound source, I have taken what I believe to be interesting sounds that are in the background of these recordings. They were not my main focus when I initially recorded the clips, but through listening back and exploring, I have found these background sounds, which in turn have been sources of inspiration. For example, this is a recording of a seagull that I took whilst exploring Leeds dock. This doesn't sound like a seagull, and this is not because I've manipulated this sound to the point where it is unrecognisable, but instead this is the instant the seagull stops its call and some sort of bang happens. It could be a footstep on the bridge, or a work person dropping something, or someone closing a door far away. Here is the original recording. I honestly have no idea what the cause of the sound was, which is the epitome of this documentary. Inspiration and creativity can come from anywhere. I am talking to artists across multiple fields to understand where they believe their inspiration for their creativity comes from, no matter how small and insignificant it may seem.
Considering my life is completely based around my music career, I would say pretty creative.
I think, because I write a lot of music, there's a lot of creativity involved.
I guess you can be like making like the music and arranging it all and then recording and then mixing it. There's a lot of things that go into it.
If I know I need to go and like be creative for a long period of time, then I think it's quite important that I give myself the time to like talk about anything with someone. I think, like, I know it's cliche, but like going on a walk or something is really good, like just being outside.
Yeah, no like specific people, I don't think. I mean I guess just my friends, like, because obviously if they're your friends, like they generally like uplift you in some sort of way, so like obviously good to be around them, but they don't have to be like musical or anything.
In my spare time, I like to do things like painting, and I like fashion and stuff like that, so a lot of the things that I consume and do other than music are creative.
As long as you make time for yourself to go out and socialise and do this and that. So.
Yeah, getting out of I think, to be fair, just getting out of the place where I create is, whether that's being with a friend or not being with a friend. Because I think if you're stuck in the same place, there's a limit of creativity that you have. Even sometimes I'll go and write music in a different place because it's impossible to be creative in the same place all the time.
Yeah, I feel but it's the same within like other jobs and stuff. Like you get time off, and then when you have to be productive, you are like more.
If I'm feeling uninspired and I need to reset, or I need to like get some inspiration, usually I'll like put on my headphones and go for a walk and listen to music, or just listen to silence or a podcast or something like that like either gives me a break or like puts my mind in that place, like depending on what I need at that point.
Do you believe your mood affects your creative process?
100%.
Like if I'm not in a bad mood, or if I'm like having like a shit day,
being in a bad mood can both positively and negatively impact creativity.
Like sometimes it's really nice to come back and create, but I think it's different to then having a great day and then being like motivated.
Because if I'm like in a bad mood, like really passionate about something, then maybe it gives me a topic to write about, and it gives me a need to like have a creative outlet.
I mean, I feel like when I'm in a positive mood, it's always kind of better maybe. But like if I start off negative, and like the more it's like I kind of have to like push through more barriers or something. But then like the longer I do it, like in a sitting, like I will start to feel better.
I think it just works differently. I think you just create different things, and I think I would say I create better like following something shit that's happened, which I think that's quite a normal thing.
But then also being in a bad mood can be really like self-destructive, because then like everything I do, I'll really hate it, or I'll just be annoyed and like just not getting anywhere. And then, you know, the same with being like happy and in a good mood and stuff, is like sometimes it'll mean that I'm super motivated and like just getting on with stuff and like really excited and passionate, and then other times it'll mean that I'm really like, you know, I just don't really have anything that I want to say. So there's like Positives and negatives to both.
Obviously, if you want to get like softwares and stuff, it costs money. So like being able to have the money to buy that and stuff is a big deal. And also the time that uni's given, going to just going to university in general, extending education, and then obviously just general life things like, I don't know, like heated house, like, do you know what I mean?
That thing of like being grateful for stuff, every now and then I'll try and check in, think about what I'm grateful for, because like, especially in music, it's very competitive, and a lot of people can tend to like constantly be looking at the next thing, comparing myself to the person who's one step ahead of me. The thing that changes my perspective on all of that is like checking in and like looking at what I've achieved, or looking at what I've got around me that I'm grateful for, which then like opens my mind to be more creative, I think. Because when I'm super stressed and constantly thinking about the next thing, it feels like work and I can't be as creative. But I think being grateful and like checking in and looking at all the stuff I've got or I've done is like, yeah.